Hey, everybody, thanks for joining me today. My name is Andrew Alvarez, and I'm the Latino conservative. I'm going to go a little unscripted today. This is episode 60. That's right, big 60. But I'm going to go a little unscripted today. Don't have really anything in mind as to what I want to talk about. So, whatever comes to mind as I'm talking, it's going to be what I'm talking about. Kind of doing this because it's been a couple weeks. And it's just. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I suffer from depression. And I've realized that it doesn't always come in the form of, the sad crying, and it did get me like that for a while. I'd cry myself to sleep. I'd wish to do bad things to myself, though I know that I would never take that action. It's just those thoughts were right up there and they would not leave. What I've realized just recently that is another form of depression is motivation. I've lost motivation to get up here in front of this camera here. And the reason why I'm doing this right now is because if I don't, I won't. And part of what helped me get over the whole bad part of depression was actually doing this, giving me a purpose. Yes, it was originally for my campaign, and it still may be for my campaign eventually, but at the end of the day, this was to help me cope. This is a coping mechanism for me to getting everybody else's voices out there. And what it has evolved into in that time, in this year and a half, has just been something I never thought possible. But in the last couple weeks, and I don't know what it is, just something triggered me and I lost my motivation. So I had to get up and do this again. I would think about topics to talk about. I would get prepared, but I would never turn on the camera, never plug in the mic, not do any of that. I'd be ready to go. I was ready. Had some good topics on there. Lefties bad. I was ready to go. But I just couldn't. I was ready to go this Tuesday, Wednesday. Today's Thursday. It's 4 o'clock in the morning right now. And if I don't do this right now, I won't. So yes, it's Thursday, the whatever date it is, 4 o'clock in the morning. So you may not see this till like 7, 8, 9 o'clock, just by the time it gets finished uploading and editing. But just a little bit about why I've been away from the camera. And I think a couple other things that had to do with this, really and truly, and not trying to make a political statement about it, was censorship. You see, I was on Fox and Friends a few weeks ago. I liked it. It was an awesome experience. And then right after that, I started seeing my own content, like my personal content that wasn't related to politics, being taken down. I was on this platform in fact, I still am on this platform called Clapper. It's kind of like TikTok, but they market themselves as being more conservative, more freedom of speech type thing. I had a video on Clapper even taken down. And it wasn't anything that was matter of fact. It was strictly just an opinion. It happened right after the freeze in Texas, or during it, when Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez raised her money, so-called, whatnot, and I gave my opinion on that. They took it down, saying I was giving false information. I had a non-political post taken down off of TikTok. Non-political at all. In fact, I created an entirely new account on TikTok and made it non-political. Just, I like TikTok. I think it's a fun app. I get to see a lot of videos on there. And it seems to read my mind, which is kind of scary. But it seems to read my mind and tell me, hey, I want to go look at some fishing videos at this point in time. So yeah, Awesome. I get to see some fishing videos. Hey, I get to see some girls. Oh, wait, never mind. That's never on there. But I had a video taken down off of there that was totally non-political. They locked my account. What I was really trying to do on this account was show people how they can be successful. I was trying to get into a success coach type thing. Not trying to make millions of dollars. I'm just trying to help people. And in the meantime, if I can get an affiliate or something link set up, I was going to do that as well. But they blocked that. I'm starting to think now that I may be tagged some sort of way because the accounts weren't tied together at all. So that's just something that has kind of discouraged me a lot. What was that? Yeah, I was on Fox and Friends. I had my little 15 minutes of fame again. I was in a movie before, so for those of y'all who don't know, this wasn't my first time in front of a camera on national TV. No, yeah, I was in a movie. Yeah, so. But they were going to ask me on again, and I haven't been back on again. They found me actually through TikTok, but my original account that they found me on has been shadow banned. I go from having thousands of views on a video to having 20. Not 20,000, just 20. Censored. I tried to monetize my website. Google wouldn't let me. They said my information was harmful. So yeah, discouraged. What I want to know is with all of these constitutional rights that we have, what's protecting us? What's protecting us from companies like Google, like TikTok, like Twitter, Facebook, all of those companies? What's protecting us from them? What's to say they can't come in and read all of our messages, view our cameras, and use that information against us? Oh, wait. They can. I mean, didn't Eric Snowden already expose that? But the little guy, what's keeping them from doing all of that to us? Nothing. Nothing at all. This is their technology. Facebook, you have to read pages and pages and pages of legal data. It's almost more of a contract than buying a house just to get an account on Facebook and on Twitter and on TikTok. Now, who reads that? But what that says is, hey, if we want to, we can view your information. What rights do we have? Well, I'd say one right that we do have in Texas now. Texas now has the right again to not wear masks. Now, is that going to be followed 100%? No, and I'm sure there's still going to be some people. In fact, there is some people, absolutely people already out there that are totally opposed to that rescission of the order. Okay. Now, what I did is I got the vaccine. I know, right? A conservative getting the vaccine. Ooh, it's not the mark of the beast. In fact, they gave it to me on my left arm, not on my right hand or my forehead, where it's supposed to be, and it was optional. It was not forced. But also from a lot of conservatives, what I heard, you see, some businesses will have the right to make the decision to still require their employees to wear masks and their customers to wear masks. And you know what? I get that. Okay, let them do that. Not every business is going to let people walk in without shoes or without a shirt. In fact, no shoes, no shirt, no service. Isn't that the same? In today's age, we just added no mask. Some businesses did. But I hear conservatives out there accosting these businesses, these business owners, these conservatives out there are demanding that they be allowed to go in without a mask. These conservatives threatened a restaurant in Houston, the place where I live. They threatened a restaurant in Houston to call ICE on them because it's a Mexican restaurant and they hire immigrants. Now, whether they're illegal or not, that's not my point. They're immigrants. But these conservatives that are supposed to be for freedom are threatening businesses to call ICE and remove their staff. Now, let me take you back a little bit. I seem to remember these same conservatives standing by a bakery saying it was their choice, their right to refuse business to a gay couple that wanted them to make a wedding cake for them. So those same conservatives, those right-wing conservatives, same people, me, I'm a conservative, but those same people that were making that call are being exactly like the hypocritical left. Exactly when they do this. A business has the right to refuse service. Period. End of statement. Well, maybe you don't have to show them your receipt when you walk out, but that means they already served you. You cannot support a company's refusal of providing a cake to a gay couple based off of their religious beliefs. You cannot stand by that company and then go out and tell another company, hey, if you don't serve me, I'm going to call ICE on you. Doesn't work that way, guys. Does not work that way. We are so polarized as a nation, as a world, that half of the people that watch this are going to be okay with everything I say. The other half that watch this are not. I could say something like, Dr. Seuss's books pulled off, and that's it. I can stop. I could stop right there. And then I will get a huge string of comments. Well, it was their choice. Well, yeah, it was their choice, but doesn't mean it was right. Just like the business. It's their choice to open without mask or with mask. Doesn't mean it's right. But who says it's right? You got an author like Dr. Seuss that has been writing books longer than I've been alive. Never before have they been an issue. One of the books, I think the racist issue was the statement, a Chinaman eaten with sticks. Is that racist? Is that offensive? I don't know. Half the people will say it is, half the people will say it's not. Half the people will find some reason to justify why that is racist, and then the other half is going to say snowflakes. What about Pepe Le Pew? I grew up watching Pepe Le Pew. I saw it as a skunk trying to get a cat. Oh, but he is perpetrating rape. No, he's not. Okay, maybe sexual harassment if you really want to go there, but it's not rape. He was hitting on her. He was trying to get a date with the cat. It was funny. One person on my Facebook friends list right away said, I always felt eerie around him. Really? Really? Yeah, really and truly, the person that said that, I could totally see why. Not just because they've been in that position or anything like that before, but I can see why, because it's just their personality. They don't like anything, though. That's the thing. Everything makes them eerie. I've made them weary, and we were dating. Now, if you don't know me, I'm one of the least harmful guys out there. I've got way more girlfriends than I could care for. And yes, the word girl and friend has a space in there. I am a big teddy bear. I am the provider of free dinners and drinks. That's what I am. But I grew up in the Mormon church, and there's certain things that we're not allowed to do, or we weren't allowed to do. I'm not a Mormon anymore. And some of those morals kind of stuck with me. That's why I'm pretty harmless. No, I'm not trying to get a date. But this person was trying to say that I was forcing myself on them. I'm afraid to kiss a girl. 41-year-old man, and I'm afraid to kiss a girl. Yeah, go figure. I used to be 450 pounds. I'm not that big now. And apparently I'm kind of handsome. Some girls want to kiss me, but I'm afraid to kiss girls. It's kind of why I live how I live right now. I'm not ashamed to say, but I live by myself. I live in an RV, which is perfect for me. Because like I said, I live by myself. I travel for work, so this makes the perfect setting. I don't go out. I don't get dates. I try not to, at least. Though I went on a date a couple weeks ago, and it was all right. But I'm afraid to kiss girls. It takes a lot out. I can ask a girl for money by the way of sales, because I'm in sales. That's my job. But moving to, talk to a girl, kiss a girl, that type of thing, I'm afraid to do that. Scared out of my wits. Before, it was because of just the fear of rejection, that type of thing. Now it's, well, one, I don't know 100% if that's really a girl I'm talking to or a woman. Or if I am going to get in a situation that's, how do I say this? That I do go to second, third, fourth base type thing, but that is claimed that wasn't desired. I'm never the one to go further. I'm hardly ever the one. But what's to prevent somebody from saying, well, I didn't want to do all that. He did that against my will. That's what they're doing with Pepe Le Pew. Speedy Gonzalez, watch out. They're coming for you. Keep running. My full-time job is traveling the country. Well, travel is kind of slowed down now because we're doing a lot of remote work, but I train car dealerships. Well, one thing I've wanted to do, and I've wanted to do for a while, there's another job, so to say. I started on taking courses for it. I was going to school for it. When my roommate passed away, it stopped right then and there. It stopped, and I kind of fell away from that. But one thing I've been wanting to do for a long time is some sort of ministry work. And I was on the worship team back in my home church in Victoria. It used to be called Renegade. Now it's called Fellowship of the Crossroads. And whenever I go there, if I could sit in, great. I love those guys. If not, great. I'll sit in the congregation. They're still my family. So I think going forward with this, kind of a rundown of how the platform is going to be. And I was thinking about it this week, but I really wanted to just kind of get out and vent. This is a vent session, for lack of better terms. state news, national news, maybe some international news. For example, there's some crazy stuff in Israel going on right now, where Iran was involved in another form of terrorism, a new form of terrorism. They basically let a ship, a ship that had Iranian oil, that was a Libyan ship, sit off the coast of Israel and spill oil into the water, causing an economic and environmental hazard. They know it was an Iranian ship because it started in Iran. Actually, started in Iran, went to Syria. When it got to Syria, it turned off its beacons. You know, these ships, these big old tanker ships, have these beacons that tell the world where they are, or at least the tracking part of it tells them where they are. Turned those beacons off when they got to Syria. Left Syria, went back. The beacons went back on. Then, when they got to Israel, they turned the beacons off again, and magically, the ship was spilling tens of thousands of gallons of crude oil. When they left Israel, they turned the beacons back on. Like nothing happened. So I say that, bring that up to kind of introduce my next segment that I'm going to start doing. It's kind of a Watchmen type. If you've read the Bible, you know that Israel and Jerusalem, in fact, it's quoted, will become a burden, a cup of drunkenness to many. I see that happening now. I see little things, and I've noticed little things happening that have already been talked about 2,000 years ago. So the segment that I'm going to introduce is going to be kind of like I'm going to call it the Watchmen, or something to that extent. Maybe the word today. I've used that name previously. But kind of showing what's happening out there, and then maybe giving some comfort after that, because I do believe that we are here on this earth on borrowed time. Whether that borrowed time be to the end of our life here on earth, or if the rapture happens and we're taken before that. But we're not here permanently. I believe we have a Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, who came to this world, who is fully 100% God, fully 100% human. Came to this world, died for our sins, and was resurrected. And he's preparing a place for us. That is my comfort to you, that through grace, by grace, through faith in Jesus Christ, we can all join him again. Join him in God the Father. All we have to do is believe. Hey guys, thanks for letting me vent at you this time. I know it was a little off script, little weird, little personal. But like I said, I felt like I had to do this again, because if I didn't, I wouldn't. Y'all be sure to check me out here. Hit the like, subscribe button. Share this content if you'd like. Please. Not making you. Just asking you to, if you would like to, please. There's a couple links in the description. If you want to check those out, feel free to do so. My name is Andrew Alvarez, and I'm the Latino Conservative.